Hello. Are you not hot?
No, I was really good in the sweater.
Oh, okay. So I need to know whether or not he's using something he should not be using. So what is the issue with him?
Your attorney, Mr. West, and the state's attorney, does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment and arraignment? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Your Honor.
I guess we're just going on
Count one. Count one, Your Honor.
paragraph 1.
Yes.
So much for the enhancements. Okay, in summary, paragraph 1 alleges that on or about January 25th, 2022 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of evading arrest or detention with the use of a motor vehicle. You understand what you're charged with?
Yes.
You are Jose Hernandez,
Yes.
correct? If convicted, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand? Agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison, probated for 10 years. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal. You understand?
Yes.
How do you plead to this charge, guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty voluntarily, that is on your own free will, and because you are guilty?
Yes.
Twenty-three. Show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that voluntarily? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Discuss it with your attorney?
Yes.
Are the contents true and correct?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence.
No objection.
Without objection admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged and any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true. It states, so help you God.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. How long was he in jail, please?
Like we have 103 days credit. Yeah. Show 103 days credit. Originally. But he's been
You were in jail for a while?
I was like 6 months. He was a little bit more.
I didn't hear what you
It
said.
was like 6 months. I did like 5.
No, they say 103 days. There-
I think we got a hold.
I think it was a hold from another county. He was in jail in another place first.
Posted on it. So we had to.
In Wisconsin, she was working on.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
You're not acting like you understand and appreciate the rules of behavior here. And I'm sorry, let's see. Driving with an expired buyer's tag, which is stealing from everybody else who pays license fees. We all pay. And then we see these people who are stealing and we're having to pay for the difference when these tags are way out of date and the police obviously are doing more important things, but people are taking advantage of us like you. That's not right. And then let's say you're driving fast. The police have their lights on. You pull into a private driveway, that's not your business. You get into onto somebody else's property. You get out of the vehicle and then run. Then later, a few days later, you call the police and say you ran from the officers because of fear for your safety. We're all concerned about our safety from you. You're the one we ought to be worried about, not everybody else. I can put you in jail as a condition of probation for 180 days.
I was fine, but I can't see if there was a whole place if he was out of state.
Are you working somewhere?
And construction,
Yeah.
and I got a job in Waco.
Yeah. Well, not if you're in jail, huh? You'll have a hard time doing that. But look, you've been through this before. You're a convicted felon. You went to trial on this. You'd be looking at up to 20 years in prison, and there's no probation for people who have been convicted. So this is the way you want to act? You find this intelligent behavior? No, I don't think so either. Anything else? I'm going to find that you have pleaded guilty today voluntarily. You are mentally competent to make these decisions, although you weren't acting that way at the time of this offense. You weren't making wise choices then. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm going to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this offense. And you are hereby sentenced in accordance with this agreement to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years. That will be suspended. You were placed on regular probation for 10 years. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary. And, you know, it's a shame. One of the conditions of probation is you must successfully complete defensive driving. The shame of all of that is that we all had to do that when we were young as a mandatory, because it's a 4,000-pound missile. Lives depend upon proper usage of it. Now it's used as a form of punishment, defensive driving, which is completely backwards in thought to me. I don't know why that we don't have defensive driving as a mandatory condition. We haven't had a day in over 25 years of a non-fatality in the state. Used to be no fatalities, and so there's a fatality, and that's terrible. But now it's been 25 years, and people have gotten used to carnage. Well, it's normal, but it doesn't need to be.
Right.
It's generally caused by poor choices of the driver who causes it, generally. Anyway, that's the speech for the day. See, things are supposed to get better over time, not worse. As far as operating motor vehicles, it's gotten worse. See the probation officer, please. Thank you. Huh? There is no fine.
John, before he leaves.
All right, who had bond issues?
Lori.
Turnbull on the first page is going to be a plea as well.
That would be, I don't know who else might.
Michael Turnbull.
All right, so Aaron Cotton is one, Connor is two. You say Turnbull is a plea.
Yes, sir. Lori's going back right now. So
Okay, that was number 3. Then Fairman becomes number 4.
gotcha.
I'm sorry. Fairman becomes 3. Mistretta 4. Hernandez. Byron Harmon is 5. Robert Santana is 6, and Kenneth Jackson is 7.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who else had a bond issue?
Do you know Mr. Hernandez house?
Come on. Come on. No, we're picking a jury Nine,
Well, not.
right?
Tomorrow, yes. Well,
Yeah, we can start right in and, yeah, we do it at 1:30 on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're coming up here on Saturday.
So have him back at 9 o'clock. And then Lewis is released.
Right, I have the list. I'll
Yeah.
send it to them.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
he's-
Mr. Wilkerson, I have it.
I'm just
I printed
saying
out
on the.
here, it's already not on the desk, but I can email it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that. Okay.
Here is, okay, that's all. You gave me everybody that's on that front page.
Yeah.
You got the second page. I don't need it. All of those. But you know what? Yeah, remind me to call drug court and see.
I already reached out with them.
What'd they say? It'll be somebody.
And this is an application.
Probably to the center.
Court is calling 2023 CR 6620 State of Texas versus Samuel Alexander Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins to the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Julie Pollock.
And are you Samuel Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna, counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Sorry, Judge. We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, less than 1 gram in a drug-free zone? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication, and this has no impact. Well, I don't understand why you all would put does not affect family violence cases pending indictment.
Yes, ma'am. They were, he's got some family violence cases that are still hanging out there. I just wanted to make clear to the court and to the defense, and maybe if another prosecutor is looking at this in the future, that this does not contemplate taking those into consideration or having any effect on those cases, Judge.
All right, do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did y'all understand that to be the entirety of the plea? State,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is asking that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There'd be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objections.
showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you and your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. What grade are you in high school?
12th grade.
Why were you not in class?
I think we were there in the bathroom. They were going in the bathroom.
No, I know you were in the bathroom. You all were in the bathroom doing drugs. So my question is, obviously you were not in the bathroom to use the facilities for anything that was not.
I was on the way to the bathroom and I just met up with my friends and we just went to the restaurant.
No, there are other things that happen. School hasn't changed that much since I've been in there where you get the hall pass to go to the restroom.
No, I haven't. I wasn't in class yet. I was on my way to class and then I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So I met up with my friends because I seen them coming down the other hall.
Yeah, say, hey, let's go to the restroom and use drugs. So what are your grades like?
A's and B's.
Judge, he's trying to turn his life around. He is enrolled full-time at.
No, but are his grades A's and
John
B's?
Jay. According to his parents who are here.
Yeah, but sometimes parents overlook things. That's why.
Oh,
He's in the
they've got a
restroom.
handle on this. He's in AP classes and he's getting A's and B's because he has finally realized he needs to turn his life around.
And I'm gonna go.
Plus, he is working.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to college too after school. After I graduate, all my classes are credit classes. So after I get all good grades in them, I graduate this year.
So why does it take this for you to get your life in order? I'm sure your parents' rules are not crazy rules.
I just made mad. I just made bad choices.
Yeah, why are you making these bad choices? And until you were caught this time, how often were you using drugs?
Like twice a week, not even often. I wasn't.
Well, I mean, that's often.
Yeah.
Twice a week is often. Do you know how often I use drugs?
Never.
Yes. So using drugs once a week, that's often. Twice a week, that's often. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're going to get tested today.
I'll be negative.
All right. So we're going to have him drug tested and we're going to see what the results are. And then I'm going to make my ruling.
All right.
So are you ready to go or do you need water?
I need some water.
Okay. All right. Just have a seat. We're going to test you today.
I'll go back to the back.
Yes.
You know.
Okay. They say had. Does that mean that he's currently on that prescription medication?
He has not done any. UAs with that case just yet,
Mhm.
but I did tell him he needs to provide the prescription so that when if he goes to do his test next, he can at least have that on file. Judge, the drug test for this Ramirez came back positive for methamphetamines and amphetamines, but the way that the drug test is for methamphetamines, it could be the positive that the amphetamines is given off. He says he is on medication for ADHD. I did tell him he needs to provide that prescription to he's already on probation in accounting for a misdemeanor case.
Mhm.
He has not done any UAs with that case just yet,
Mhm.
but I did tell him he needs to provide the prescription so that when if he goes to do his test next, he can at least have that on file.
All right, does he have a prescription? Oh, his parents? All right, Samuel Ramirez. And we're not on the record yet. All right, does he have prescription medication?
His mom informs me that he had a prescription for Adderall.
Okay, they say had. Does that mean that he's currently on that prescription medication or not?
You'll have to talk to mom about that.
All right, you want to come forward briefly? Hi. So
Hello.
he does he have prescription medication?
He does have prescription medication. Since he's been incarcerated, he doesn't have an updated one. So at our house, we're still gonna have his medication there.
No. See, I'm trying to figure out, one,
Mhm.
is the prescription current? And two, is he using the prescription? We're not on the record right now. Here's the thing.
No, I understand.
Parents, we're here because your son has an issue. Your son using drugs in a restroom at a high school.
Correct.
And sometimes parents want to see their children as they hope they will be, not as they are. So I'm trying to figure out what would be good to help him so that he won't be in the criminal justice system and end up going to prison and end up being an orange with other inmates.
Right.
So I need to know whether or not he does have a prescription for this that he's using, or is he doing something else? Because if he's doing something else, then we can help him. But if people are being dishonest with the court about what he's doing, I can't help him. And 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to end up getting into more trouble and may end up at the Bexar County Jail. And at the Bexar County Jail, which you know, they bring you out in orange. When they do your laundry at the jail, guess what? Everybody's laundry goes in the same pile. There's no sorting. So you're going to end up with inmate B's underwear, whatever. You understand? And how old are you?
18.
You're 18. When you go to the Bexar County Jail, things happen at the Bexar County Jail. And people want to pretend like it doesn't, but things happen at the Bexar County Jail. Things happen at the prison. So I'm trying to get some honesty in here so I can see what's best for you. So hopefully you can get back on track. And yes, I'm hoping you go to college or either go to a trade school, get your life together where your parents don't worry about you and you don't use drugs anymore. But I need 100% honesty in here because otherwise he's going to end up getting in trouble on the probation in this court. And his attorney will tell you, everybody else tells you, probation in this court is not easy because the conditions I give people is not cookie cutter. It's what they need to hopefully get their life back on track. So parents got to be honest and see their children as they are. Maybe they'll end up being great and you will look back on this time and you will say, do you remember that bump in the road? He'll be like, yes, great job. You've gotten your life back on track. So I need to know whether or not he's using something he should not be using. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the issue with him?
I don't know if he's using anything. I can tell you with honesty that he does have prescription medication at home that's been prescribed to him by his psychiatrist. He has been incarcerated. He's been out, I want to say a few months, but he has been incarcerated in Bear County. Now, if he took his prescription medication that's in our home voluntarily on his own without consulting me to get him a visit with his psychiatrist, to get him an updated appointment, to get a new prescription for this year, that's on him. I do not, in my home, I do not condone his behavior. He hasn't lived with me while he did this behavior. He has been in Bear County, so he knows what it's like.
Who has he been living with?
He was living with his grandfather. He was living with my mother. At one point, he was living in a sober living home. So my home is probably equivalent to jail.
Okay, so why wasn't he living with you?
He wasn't living with me because he didn't want to go to school. The school that he was in, it was Rise Recovery. He didn't want to go to that school. Minimal students, they were helping him. He didn't have a drug problem, but my family, we put him voluntarily in rehab for marijuana. He didn't have a problem to go to rehab, but like I said, it was voluntarily. He went and he got out. He went to Rise Recovery. He didn't want to go to Rise Recovery, which is an amazing school. Like I said, minimal students. He didn't have a lot of peers. He wanted to go to a traditional high school. I wasn't okay with that. So I talked to staff at the school and they placed him in a sober living with men. And I believe a few people his age, and they would go to meetings. They would pick him up for school, help him find a job. When it came down to him to apply for his scholarship to live in the sober living, he opted not to do that, not to consult with me, and decided to live with my mother. My mother then went to get him, moved him out of there, and stated that she was going to place him in school, be on him to make sure that he did everything he needed to. When that happened is when this occurred. What we're essentially here for. That happened in the school that she placed him in. From that point on, everything just went downhill for him.
So which school is he currently in?
He's in John Jay.
All right. So do you think John Jay is a good place for him, or should he be back at Rice Recovery?
In my opinion, Rise Recovery. John Jay, not good. Maybe there's some good that comes out of that school, and I've seen that. But in my opinion, I shouldn't have to be calling the school to let them know students are smoking marijuana in the restroom.
No.
I shouldn't volunteer my time, take my time off of work to tell them, I'll go and monitor your girls' restrooms just to make sure students don't end up doing drugs in your restroom. I even offered my husband to do the same for the boys' restroom. And they said they don't have enough staff, they don't have enough teachers to do that, which is understandable. We all know that our teachers are underpaid. There's not enough teachers. But I can only do if they'll take my help, I can only do the bare minimum. I tell him the same thing. Don't go to restrooms, don't do this, don't do that. But I mean, What can I do? But
all right, well, I'm going to do something.
Yes.
We're going to help with this situation.
Can you tell the judge, I mean, is he going to school full
he
time?
he goes to school full time.
And I've seen his grades
Yes.
and the classes he's taking. It's chemistry and.
Yes, he's very smart. He's compared to kids his age, he's very intelligent. Been in pre-AP since middle school, continued pre-AP into high school. So he's very intelligent. He's very smart, book smart.
Is he missing any classes?
No, he shows up. He does have tardies because he likes to go to the restroom before class. But I told him, I'm tired of getting the phone calls that you're tardy. So you need to go to the classroom, meet with the teacher, let them know you have to go to the restroom so they can at least take accountability for you being in class. If not, I'm going to continue getting these calls. And if that's going to happen, then you can go out of my house. He's 18. He's an adult. He knows what he has to do. Like I said, my house is equivalent to Bear County Jail.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So this is what we're going to do. All right, we're going to come back for sentencing. And this is what I want everyone to give me. One, he needs to have a plan for me. A plan for, since you're a senior,
So,
if you're planning on going to college, then you need to show the court that you've actually filed some applications.
I don't know,
For college.
Wednesday or today, if I go back to school, I'm gonna actually have my apply ready for that college. So after I graduate, I go straight to college.
All right, so that needs to be done. And then I want an update on the psychiatrist and see what medications he's actually supposed to be on. And you're going to come back to the court with a letter telling the court what you want to do with your life. And then I'm going to make a decision on what conditions will be best suited for you so that we don't have you coming back through the system. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
What do you
And-
know, what day do I what
Oh,
today?
I'm going to give you a date. No, it's not going to be today.
I just know it's a Adderall, like I know Risperidone. Or something
Okay.
like that.
So what days are your classes?
My days are like school.
Yes. Is it all week?
Yeah, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
8
When do you all have testing?
When do we have testing? We recently been doing testing. I'll say that Mondays, Friday, every day we can do a test.
Okay. So do you all have a recess break or anything of that nature?
No, only lunch.
No, I mean for holiday coming up.
Oh,
That's what I
no.
mean. Usually,
Like spring break.
yes.
Not that I know of so far.
Hmm.
I get out at 4:20. I ride the bus home, and by the time I get home, it's 5:05.
So he doesn't get out till 4:20. Yes. What time do you start?
School starts at 8:50.
Starts at 8:50. We need to figure something out. Mom, can you come back up? We need to figure out what's a good time for him and what's a good time that doesn't interfere with your work schedule. So maybe he can come here.
For next court date,
Mhm.
preferably Wednesdays. My husband's off on Wednesdays. I work half days on Wednesdays, so anything on a Wednesday would work.
Okay, so we're gonna do a Wednesday. And then, so would you all be able to pick him up from school? Okay, do you think on Wednesday he could leave school early?
Yeah, as long as he has an excuse, so wherever he has to go, I'm sure that he can get an excuse, so.
We'll write him an excuse and we will just say he was asked to appear in court.
Okay,
Oh, that's Thanksgiving. Oh, I'll remember Thanksgiving break. But they're gonna come up with this pretty soon for me. So Norma, are we able to do it Wednesday, November 15th?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna come back Wednesday on November 15th. And Vashon, I know how Wednesdays are for us. You will not be here. When are you gonna be back? Some people are going on cruises. I hope people know how to swim. They don't. Our 9542W, State of Texas versus Ashley Marie Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Attorney Bill Simmons for defense.
And are you Miss Ashley Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Hernandez, did you review the document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, who's off the record? Who's that back there? Oh, sure. Okay, no problem. Oh, no problem. All right, did you understand? We're back on the record. Did you understand that you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not this case should be held over for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you the information. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
My opinion, she does, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, she is and was, Your Honor.
Ms. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's to be a $200 fine probated. The state will take in consideration the following cases: NIMAG number 734824, 706758, 706759. They're recommending deferred adjudication and they're asking for a drug court evaluation. So just so you're aware, drug court is full, but we will ask for the evaluation, but you may not get in. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, ma'am.
State is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
State offer, State Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you and your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
And Judge, may I approach? I was
Yes.
going to look at the court admonishments. I believe I forgot to write in possession of controlled substance in my full body. I think it's a blank space. I should put it in.
Let me see. All right, you may want to look in there. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We would just pray that the court follow the plea agreement.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, when's the last time you were employed?
Like 4 months ago.
Doing what?
My dad has he owns a lawn care.
All right, what's the name of this person you were with?
Like working,
No,
um,
in the police report.
some homeless guy that I was out there with.
All right, just off the record for a moment. So on this, instead of putting this in here, if you just say that he was in, yeah. Thank you. All right, we're back on the record.
It was just some random guy. I was homeless at the time. It was just some guy up the street, user.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are they?
I have a 17-year-old, a set of twins that are 14 and a 13-year-old.
And where are they?
They've been adopted. They've been out of my life for, well, I'm gonna say pretty much all my life.
Okay, how often were you using?
I was using for at least 10 years.
Okay.
I've been clean for almost a year already. I was using heroin.
Well, it can't be almost a year because we're still in
Barely going off like.
all right, because we're still in 2023. Am I right in that?
Yes, ma'am.
And this offense was April 3rd, 2023. So you haven't been clean for a year.
It's going on a year, right? I mean, a couple months, I guess.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to a $200 fine that'll be probated. I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. Follow all TAP recommendations. Sorry. Follow TAP recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, she needs to go to inpatient treatment. And that's to be followed by felony drug court, 4 years deferred adjudication, 150 hours of community service restitution. The TAP evaluation is to take place in custody. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We'll do the UA hotline until further notice. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Judge, she has a job, I believe, outside. But the real question is just, do we know about how long the TAP evaluations are taking right about now?
Probation, how long is TAP? 2 weeks.
Would the court consider? Well, I don't know. Would you like to explain to the court why you feel like you need to be?
Honestly, because me being sober living and my dad being back in my life, he's helping me get back into church, and I wanted to be a part of this ritual, this what is it called? It's like a woman barrier, and I wanted to go on this retreat so I can cleanse myself and actually.
Okay, let me ask you this. This retreat, does that retreat happen every year?
No, it's just like one time. It's just one time.
Like they only have it one time forever.
No, ma'am, but honestly, this is what I signed up for. So I've been living with this lady and I told her I honestly would be there for her. And she's
All right, so
I'm not.
here's the thing. I've read the police report.
Yes, ma'am.
There's heroin and everything else going on with you.
Yes, ma'am.
So no, the answer is going to be no from the court. You're going to do a TAP evaluation in custody. And if they recommend inpatient treatment, you're going into inpatient treatment. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you been to prison before?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
For intent to deliver.
All right. And so felony drug court is not going to accept her. So we can take felony drug court off the list and do a gang evaluation. What is the tattoo on your chest about?
Jesse? It's my ex-boyfriend. He passed away. I put his name. It's Jesse. That's it.
Okay. We're going to do a gang evaluation and we're going to remove felony drug court because with the intent to deliver, felony drug court is not going to accept her. You understand? Okay, here's the thing. You have a drug problem. That's why we're here.
I understand, ma'am.
And you've been to prison before. And so you still haven't gotten your life together. State has offered you deferred. People want
I'm trying right now.
to write their own program. Guess what? If you could write your own program, we wouldn't even be here because you would have written your program and you would have been successful and you wouldn't have been with some random guy that you don't know and y'all using random drugs.
That was the first case, ma'am.
Showing you that's what's in the police report for this case. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah.
She just having like a appeal form. So she
Yes.
follows up the agreement.
All right. So here's the thing. I don't understand why I'm getting pushback in the attitude. Here's the thing. If you want to, you can withdraw your plea. In exchange, I will send you to the state jail facility. You can do your time, you can get out, and you can again try to write your own program. You understand? All right. So the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Jose Manjarres. Okay. And then after that,
They brought Mr. White from the jail, the one I approached you about earlier with the bond.